Welcome to Financial Focus, brought to you by GulfCoast Financial Services founder and CEO, John Kuykendall. John and his team of financial, legal, and tax professionals have been providing North Florida savers and investors sound, comprehensive financial guidance for over 30 years, helping you to achieve important life and planning goals. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more Financial Focus by visiting GulfCoastFinancial.net.
And welcome into the program. This is Financial Focus, brought to you by the best of the best in financial services, as named by the readers of the Lake City Reporter, 9 straight years and running, consecutive years being named with that award, and more than 31 years in serving North Central Florida savers and investors and formulating the plan to achieve your financial and retirement goals, confidence, and quality of life. Ladies and gentlemen, the team from GulfCoast Financial Services, and founder and CEO here with us, John Kuykendall, each and every week is our resource on the program. Now, John, I think that a lingering thought and concern in the back of the minds of savers and investors is how much is my money, my investments, and my advice costing me? Is this a legitimate concern that we should be worrying about?
Well, I think, Peter, anytime we talk about your investments, we should look at the cost, how much it's costing for the mutual funds or the investments, how much we're paying overall. But I think that what you have to look at is the value versus the cost. How much value is the financial advisor bringing to the table? How much are they adding to your returns? I mean, everything costs something. You can't, there's no, as Mama always said, there's no free lunch. Now there is at school here, but when I was growing up, we didn't have free lunch. And, I would be skeptical if I went to somebody and they said, well, this isn't going to cost you anything. We do it for free. Because when you look, we've got overhead, our offices, insurance, everything we have is going up every year. And so what we have to put forward to the client has to increase. But hopefully we bring more value. And I think at GulfCoast we do. We try to, make sure that we look at the whole client, everything that they have, and do that income plan that we talk about all the time that's going to make your retirement much better.
Yeah, I agree with your point. I mean, whether you're talking about a mechanic's service, changing the oil in your car, a dentist, a contractor, a home builder, or really any place that you are deploying your money, there is going to be some cost. And just looking at those different options in the spectrum of the financial world, John, I mean, even banks make billions of dollars a year just off the transactional fees that they place on accessing your money. And then they make even more money on the spread on the interest rate. So even when they're safe and that access may come at a lower cost, or maybe you don't have some of those transactional costs, those costs are built in somewhere, right? Every option in the financial world has got some costs associated with it. Well,
that's right. There is some cost. Banks arbitrage they take your money and loan it out at 4 or 5 times a higher interest rate than they're paying you. And in the past, it's been even more than that because the interest rates were so low, but loans really didn't keep up with it. So, there is a cost. And so we have to look at that. Banks feel like that the NSF, the non-transaction money fund, you write the bad check, I'm going to charge you $40, $35, $45, $50. The one thing we found out at the bank, those fees were inelastic. We could charge any amount and people were still going to overdraw their accounts because people just do it naturally. So we made a lot of money on that. Having free checking doesn't mean that the banks aren't charging you anything. Because what we found out in all the studies that we did, that the amount of money that we had in the accounts and how much we would lose if we charged the fee was a lot less than how much we would lose taking that money and loaning it out or buying investments in the secondary market.
And then, John, a lot of people have this perception that the options inside of their 401k, the 401k itself does not have any costs or fees. 401ks notoriously had hidden costs and expenses. And the internal funds themselves also have costs and expenses. Mutual funds versus, say, ETFs or stocks, as I understand it, tend to have much higher internal costs, which is one of the more common options inside of 401ks, right?
That's right. The 12B1 fees and the fees, the administration fees, are certainly high on every one. Even the no load funds have administration costs because, Peter, we got to pay for the overhead, the people that we hire, and for the building and the office. Like I said, there's nothing free in this world. We pay. It's just a question of how much you pay. Now, as you know, Dunbar did a study for the last 35 years, and it found that the average advisor could bring 1.5% to 4% more return if you used an advisor than if you didn't. Now, I got to believe that that's in addition to what we're charging. Your fees are being paid for by the extra income that you're making. And now, some advisors, because they provide good service, will go so far as to give you that income plan, give you the tax planning, do other things for you, Medicare planning, Social Security planning, so that you can make even more money and you won't make the mistakes that a lot of people make without the advisor. So would you rather walk through life? And as I've often said, we got that new book coming out, Retirement's Not for Wimps, that there are difficult decisions that you're going to have to make between now and retirement. And what would you rather do? Would you rather walk it alone? Would you rather have the government tell you what you should do, which they won't do? Or would you rather have your advisor help you so that you don't make those mistakes?
Yeah, with the assistance, John, of that experienced, qualified professional's perspective, if we can maximize Social Security, minimize taxes, that is netting more money, that costs less, and less risk involved there. So that seems like a win-win-win in the right direction. And to your point, that study has consecutively for 35 years shown that individual investors without an advisor do not perform as well as those investors that do work with an advisor. And that's just on the investment performance itself, not including those other factors. So circling this back, coming full circle to what you opened the program with, there is a important understanding of cost, but we also need to realize the value there as well. And I know that is a big focus. Both of those are big focuses there at GulfCoast Financial Services. You want your clients to understand the cost, but also understand and realize the value.
Well, because we are a fiduciary, our clients understand how much they're being charged. We do that in our Form ADV that we give out every year. So they know what they're being charged. And we want to make sure that they're, that they understand fully anything that we propose to them, whether it be annuity or life insurance or whatever, we disclose the fees that we're going to make. Hopefully, we're bringing enough value over and above what we're charging that our clients feel like that we are of value and that we add a level of safety to their life and also a level of comfort because we try to walk them through those decisions that, create a lot of havoc for a lot of people. All you have to do is slip over that number for the Medicare Part B, your income number, and you're going to pay more money. And, a lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah, there's so many dominoes, if you will, where if you hit this trigger, something else is going to cost you more in the financial world. And John, specifically, especially in retirement. And since you and your team there are so well versed in that niche that you have with your clients of helping individuals plan for, prepare, and then make it through retirement, you understand those trigger points and then how to work the plan to minimize or avoid those domino impacts.
Well, the thing is, Peter, is, because I am old, I've been through it. I'm doing it. I'm living with the penalties because I earn too much or I don't earn enough or, I took Social Security too early. There are penalties that I've paid that I want to make sure that I can pass that on so other people don't do it. And so we're here and we're willing to help. And hopefully, like I said, we bring enough value that it really makes a difference. But, I'm hoping that we can get that book out pretty soon. The Retirement's Not for Wimps. It's going to be a great book. It's going to help a lot of people. I'm really looking forward to that coming out.
Well, I think we've got a release date coming up in the next couple weeks. And so we are all excited for the release. Retirement Not for Wimps. John, you've made it through there. You know firsthand.
I do, Peter. I am there living it. The thing is, Peter, we're going to get new tax laws the end of 2024. And so everything's changing. And so there's a window now between now and December that we can do certain things that may be advantageous. I've got to believe that capital gains taxes are going up. I have to believe that. I have to believe that eventually Medicare and Social Security is going to be indexed for income. The more you make, the less or the more you have to pay for Medicare and less Social Security you get. So those are things that we want to be able to be on the forefront for our clients.
Again, they are there as your resource, ladies and gentlemen. John Kuykendall and the team from GulfCoast Financial Services. If you'd like to get that plan put together or just review and evaluate your plan to see if there are any hidden costs or expenses or ways that you could optimize, maximize your Social Security, minimize your taxes, get a better handle on the risks that you are taking, the fees that you're paying, the taxes that you may be liable for, and bring all of the pieces together. Pick up the phone and give them a call for the no cost, no obligation review and financial strategy session. Start to formulate that financially focused written retirement income plan. 386-755-9018. 386-755-9018. 386-755-9018. John, always appreciate the time, the perspective, and guidance that you provide here on the program.
Thank you, Peter. Great to be here. Have a good week.
Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more financial focus by visiting GulfCoastFinancial.net. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for a particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature and not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes. John Kuykendall is registered with and securities are offered through Kovac Securities Inc., member FINRA SIPC, found online at www.kovacsecurities.com. Advisory services are offered through Gulf Coast Financial Services Inc., a registered investment advisor in Florida. Gulf Coast Financial Services Inc. is not affiliated with Kovac Securities Inc. or Kovac Advisors Inc. Past performance is not indicative of future results. All investing involves risk. Investment decisions should be based on your own goals, time horizon, and tolerance for risk. Due to various factors, including changing market conditions and/or applicable laws, the content may no longer be reflective of current opinions or positions.